Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today is going to be an interesting topic. It's sort of a hybrid. And if another way to think about it, this is probably the best little example. Imagine a pizza, one half is pepperoni and the other half is mushroom. So you're going to have a mixed bag of topic. Alongside is Jan. Jan from
Hi,
New York
everybody.
City.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for having me back.
You're welcome. Let's see. One of the things I wanted to talk about is it has to do with technology again, but it's on a different spectrum. Not audio this time, video. If you think back, years back, you had beta VCRs, and that was out for a bit, and then all of a sudden they decide to come out with the VHS. Well, the VHS wound up becoming the standard. It's what everybody wound up using, and then slowly but surely the beta, started to fade away, which I wish it hadn't, because I myself personally liked the beta better than the VHS. But that's just me. Maybe other people may feel that way, and some may think that. I guess it's personal preference. And then, of course, then you come out with another method called a laser disc. The disc was the same size as an LP. It's double-sided. You buy it. It looks like a record album when you go to the store and buy it. It literally looks. And you play. You open it up. Hit the open button and put the laser disc. Hit play. You watch the movie. But then you have to take the laser disc out, I believe. It's been so long. And you flip it over to watch the second side.
Wow.
And then, of course, as we all know, then came the DVD. And, but the best part of it is, and it's no more, it's a thing of the past. It used to be fun, was going to the video store and renting movies. But that's a thing of the past now. Everything is all.
Steve, looking back, those, not to interrupt you, but those actually have good associated memories. Like, my daughter was little, it was a rainy Saturday afternoon. We would just go to a local Blockbuster, for example. That's just to name a place. And but it could have been any other place. Mm-hmm. And we went in there and we had our fun. We picked up some popcorn at the grocery store, and then we'd come back and she'd be watching those funny movies that she used to watch when she was a kid. So cute.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an event.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I remember the days of going to the video store and renting a VHS movie, not DVD. But then, of course, the DVD came later. But the best part of all is when you rent the VHS tape, you take it home and you watch it. There's one thing that all of us need or should have done, and there's usually a sticker right on the VCR tape or on the outside cover. It says, "Please be kind and rewind." And if you remember, if you didn't rewind the tape, they charged you like an extra $1.50 or $2.
Yes.
So you might as well just hit the rewind button. It only takes a couple of minutes.
And do you remember the machines, the rewinding machines that you could buy on your own? I had one of those.
Yeah. But everything now is. I mean, I'm sure people in their homes still have a VCR. I mean, I'm sure people, because you can go to any thrift store virtually or someplace like that, and you can pick up VCR tapes for little to nothing now.
It's crazy.
Same goes for a DVD. I can say that based on CDs. But it's all obsolete media now. because everything now is all pay-per-view, or you can do on demand on your TV. You can go, there's certain apps you can download that will allow you to watch movies.
Live streams.
Right. Click, 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 3 or 4 clicks, boom, you're watching a movie. So everything is a lot easier now than it was. But you know what? Looking back, there is one thing I want to include. Yes, you still have movie theaters today. Personally, they need to start bringing drive-ins back.
Yes.
I like a drive-in better than I do a theater because
some places are doing it. Actually, even in New York.
Yeah, I think there's some here in Florida doing it as well, not too far from me. But
imagine
with a drive-in, you can take whatever you want.
Yeah.
If you hadn't eaten dinner yet, I guess you could find a way to transport your dinner to the drive-in. I mean, whatever it might be, and you could eat while you're watching a movie. Popcorn, you can pop it at home, take it with you. Any candy, if you wanted to do that.
True.
Me personally, I thought it was cheaper to go to a drive-in. And if you didn't want to sit in your car and you have a comforter, lay it on the floor, open the door, lay it on the ground, get on the comforter, put a couple pillows and watch your movie. You just have a lot more sense of freedom, more for yourself at a drive-in.
It's so fun. It really is fun. Excuse me, my allergies are acting up. Steve, I want to mention something. We talk about beta, we talk about videotape. I bet there's a lot of Twilight Zone fans out there. You remember the Twilight Zone, of course.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Are you aware that in one of the episodes, you actually see a very early version of videotape? The episode was starring a child actor called Bill Mumy, M-U-M-Y. And it's the episode where his grandmother, who was elderly and she was really sick, gives her grandson a telephone to play with. That was recorded on early version videotape, which was virtually never used yet. Everything was still regular film, okay? If you ever see that, look that one up, and you will see very early version of videotape. Did it maybe once or twice on there. And the clarity of videotape versus the regular film back then was incredibly different.
Oh, sure.
I mean, there's a living example, Steve, of the evolution of video technology. Look at us right now. We're in a virtual broadcast studio.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about this for a second. Everybody watching, did you ever think the day would come? Tap, tap, link, link, make a plan, get on the air. We could stream live. We could stream pre-recorded. How things have changed.
I might have to go back and re-watch that episode. I think I might know of the one you're talking about because I know that in the 80s, in the 70s, in the TV stations, they used to have another type of VCR tape. It was a 3/4 inch tape. The tapes were bigger, thicker. And
wow.
The machines were huge. So a lot of your, whenever they talk about a certain segment or a certain incident that has happened.
Yeah.
Back then, when they beamed over to it for you to watch it, it was all on videotape back then.
Wow.
Now it's not like that. Everything now is all digital. That's why.
Everything's digitized, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to have to rewatch that. Bill Mumy.
Yeah, Bill Mumy. And it was about the one about the telephone. The grandmother passed. Here's the thing. The grandmother dies. Like, he was celebrating his birthday, and the grandmother gave him a telephone for his birthday, one of those toy phones. And what happened was the grandmom passes, and he keeps calling her up. And his family thinks, like, what is going on? But you'll see it's a very interesting episode. He was really out for me, according to the episode. They want you to think that grandma was really talking to the grandson, but it was really good. Early version of videotape.
I think what I'll do, once we do this, I might go over to YouTube and type that in and pull that episode up and watch it.
Yeah.
I think I remember the episode. I don't remember the video used on it, but I know as soon as I see it, it's going to come to me more than one.
There were about 2 episodes, that one and another one that included a videotape. They didn't do too many of those, so they're like rare gems.
Okay, yeah, I'm more well versed in the audio world, but I'm not completely illiterate on video. I know a little more than to hold my own. I'm familiar, but
Steve, when you say beta, is that short for Betamax?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you remember, the tapes were they were shorter.
Yeah.
And you only had one little window with the tape, and that was it.
Wow.
It looked different. It looked different than the VHS. The VHS, the window, you had a clear window all the way across, or just about.
Yeah.
I personally, to this day, I still prefer the beta, but that's just me. I just thought the picture quality was better.
Yeah.
I'll just mention this right here, and then we can switch gears. And if you like,
sure.
We'll talk about
the other half of the pizza.
The other half of the right. I guess it would have had to have been. I was little. 5. Probably. I don't remember the exact year either. 79 or 80. It was a friend of my dad's, who he was in the military with, same squadron. And Dad and I, we used to go over to his house, fairly regularly. And this one day, we went over there, and he's got a video machine with VCR tapes. Well, 79, 80, I don't think, I'd have to look it up, but I don't think VHS had come out yet. He had Betamax.
Right.
And I just thought, again, I'm only 5 or 6. I didn't really think a whole lot of it, but I thought it was the neatest thing, because you're watching a movie on tape in your own house. And back then, I think for the home, it was like groundbreaking at that period.
Right.
But more people, I guess, as time went by, started to get, VCRs into their homes and stuff like that, beta or whatever. And I think that's what slowly caused drive-ins to demise.
Right.
The theaters stayed around, but the drive-ins were eventually no more. And
but I hear, like you said, they're trying to make a comeback, because of recent, situations.
And
actually, it's funny. My mother always used to say, "Go rest us all. What's old is new."
True. My mom, God rest hers as well, she had a saying kind of like that, but hers was a little different. You never want to change the old for the new.
There you go.
So if you're used to buying a certain something that you've bought for years, stay with it. Don't go and buy new and improved or some other brand. You might be disappointed, but you know what this is.
Right. You know what you have. You don't know what you're going to get.
Bingo. Right. That's exactly right. So,
Steve, I have a couple of money-saving tips. Whenever you'd like me to.
Okay.
Can I do that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I really believe that we overcomplicate things in life. And one of my favorite money-saving tips is to stop overcomplicating our meals. We make this big to-do, this big fuss. Every meal doesn't have to be a 7-course meal. That's unrealistic to think. Somebody on a budget trying to pull together a 7-course meal is not realistic. Not only that, it is a time waster. Okay, so stop overcomplicating meals. An example, for example, is to get it like breakfast. Let me narrow it down to breakfast, Steve.
Okay.
Breakfast especially does not, I do not have a complicated breakfast. I refuse to. Either I'll have a hard-boiled egg, or I'll have a piece of toast, or I'll have a piece of fruit, or maybe yogurt and toast, or fruit and yogurt. One muffin that I can make ahead of time. I can make it, or even easier than that, rather make like an oatmeal bread loaf or a banana loaf, whatever.
Those
Just
are good.
slice it down, and I'm good to go. I don't have to have this complicated,
No.
right?
No, I mean my breakfast. My breakfast today was a little different. My friend works at a restaurant, as you know, and he brings in this artesian-looking bread. It's a couple of. It's
Yeah.
basically one piece cut, and it had peanut butter on both pieces.
Nice.
Well, I ate the first one in its exact form.
Yes.
The second one, I went to my refrigerator and I've got some Smucker's all natural cherry spread, and I put that on.
Bingo. Here's a perfect example of simplicity. With you have your protein, you have your bread.
I did
A little
that,
sweet.
and then I did that, and then
Yep.
I had about 10 ounces of orange juice to go with it.
Right.
But usually, if I'm not doing that, I usually beat up a couple of eggs
Yum.
with a little Parmesan, and sometimes I just throw that in the microwave for like a minute and 40 seconds.
Bingo. So even people, let's say with not like a complete kitchen, can still make eggs, can still keep their money down. Like a lot of people that live in places where they don't have a complete kitchen, they use the excuse. I go to call it an excuse. I have to eat breakfast out because I don't have this, I don't have that. Not true. You could just look. I mean, you could boil an egg. You could use one of those frying pans, electric skillet.
Sure.
You can nuke your egg. You nuke your scrambled eggs. They're pretty good, right?
Oh yeah. All I do is just get a bowl, empty. I have a bowl over there, and I just sprinkle a little Parmesan, couple.
Yeah.
And then I just break a couple eggs, beat it up.
Right.
If I want to add a little bit of seasoning like pepper or that Goya adobo, I put a little bit of that. And then I just throw it in the microwave for about a minute and 40 seconds. And voila, it's done. If I want to be a little more creative, I can take that out, throw a piece of cheese on it for about 15 seconds. And it's like a mini omelet.
I love that idea. I think that's fantastic. You give me an urge. You know what? This is a good segue for my lunch today. I think Stevie gave me a cheese omelet, a little bit of a cheese omelet inspiration for my lunch. Doesn't take long. And by the way, pick up one pepper. You could get a red bell pepper, whatever you prefer, orange, yellow, green. Green is the cheapest, but it's the most bitter. Red tastes excellent. Orange are great, and yellow are great.
Right.
If I buy one, I cut it one little piece at a time and wrap it quickly and put it right away in the crisper. Because I love to throw something like that in an omelet too. It's really quite good with a little onion, you know?
Yeah, it gives it that. It kind of gives it that Spanish omelet-ish kind of feel.
It does. It just wakes it up. Okay, you just reminded me of another quick and easy meal. You know those kielbasa sausage, like from, that are pre-done, the kielbasa?
Yeah.
All you have to do, it's already cooked. Slice and dice. Throw in some onions. Throw in some red or green bell pepper. Yum! Put that together. Make a scramble out of it. Put it on the side with some potatoes. You are good to go. Dinner does not have to be expensive or complicated.
No, it doesn't.
No. Getting to the dinner. Dinner could be, now listen to this trick with dinner or lunch. This is perfect especially for just like two people living together, or just like, especially if you go solo, buy a can of condensed soup, any flavor you like, okay? This works really, really well, like the vegetable soup by that company that's famous. You take that, you throw in a handful of your leftovers. You may have leftover pasta. You may have leftover mixed vegetables. You may have leftover meat that you could cut up, or chicken. Throw that in In 5-10 minutes, heat it up. You are done. You have all your food groups in there, and you didn't slave over a hot stove all day. And it's
I've done that.
cheap.
I've done that.
You've done
I've
it? Yeah.
yeah, I've taken like vermicelli or thin spaghetti pasta and just threw it in with and just made what you're doing is you're changing the complexity of
That's it.
you
The
know
other thing that now getting back to savings in general, Steve, make savings a game. Have fun with it. Challenge yourself. But I'll tell you what helps for the beginner saver. My channel's mission, as you know, the name of my channel is Jan from New York City Saves Money. My channel's mission is to motivate specifically people that feel they can't save, no matter how old you are. I don't care how old you are. But if you start off by changing your mind, making it a game, and taking it week by week or day by day. Don't think, oh, month. Sometimes you just think mentally, I can't do it for the month. Think of 2 days. Does that make sense, Steve?
it does. It does.
Yeah. We're trying to break it into baby bites, but do the baby bites consistently. See, I have trouble swallowing food in whole chunks like the rest of the world. But I know if I chew it carefully and take things in smaller bites, it's a heck of a lot easier to digest.
Oh, it is. Yeah, the way it breaks down.
But make a game of it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be intimidated by savings.
No. Yeah.
And that's my bit for this time.
Yeah. Okay.
But Steve, I love the evolution of video technology. That was amazing.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, I guess, tapping on that just briefly, I guess if you want to keep the memory or the sentimental meaning of it alive,
Yeah.
I'm sure you can pick up a VCR for $15-$20 if that. You can there's a whole plethora or a whole slew of VCR tapes out there that can be purchased.
And some people even like to hold you up, but some people even like look for the broken parts, okay? That way they could fix whatever existing thing they have. So if you're considering like making it a sellable item, if you have one, don't say, oh, it's broken, I can't sell it. Wrong. Some people are such experts in the field, they want to buy broken electronics.
Yeah, because this is a good example right here that I'm pretty knowledgeable about. You have a certain model, whatever the case may be, VCR, could be a tape recorder. There's, to tap on that. It could be just about anything. But guess what? Parts are not always available. They do discontinue at some point. So legally, I don't know if this has changed or not. Legally, per manufacturer, you had to keep the part on availability 7 years after the component is discontinued.
Wow. Okay.
That's how I knew it to be. I don't know. I've also heard slightly different. I've also heard, depending on the sale of the part could discontinue quicker. So yeah, that's the wise thing to do, is to try to locate a secondhand parts not working unit of what you have. Okay, another good example is cars. A car. If you can find a parts car, it doesn't have to necessarily be the same color, but the same year.
Yeah.
Then you have a place to put it. If something goes wrong with your car, you have it. Because, as you and I both know, cars are not always around. They wind up in junk boards, and they
It's
get
so true. And imagine, like, if you're the person that like took really good care of a used car for a long time, and you just need a simple part, but you can't find it, and how happy you feel when you find out somebody out there had that part because they were willing to, keep it and sell it later on. It's out there, you know. It really, really is.
Well,
Steve, I'm thinking,
mhm.
we need to maybe consider doing a show on our experience as online sellers because we've actually done that, both of us. So that might be a show topic. How things have changed since the Wild West days on that platform.
that that's a good one. I did not. That
It just
never
hit me
even.
because we're talking about this.
That's a good one. That never.
Come back
Oh,
next week, everyone.
yeah, do that. Yeah, we're gonna go put our heads together on that one. I kind of like.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Yeah. So, there's nothing wrong. Like I said, everything is built, everything is made, everything is discontinued. And the only reason, you can have a great unit, because I do I am the type of person when I go and buy something, um, if you buy a decent enough one, you only have to buy that one. If you take care of it, it's going to last you years and years and years.
Exactly.
But everything is prone to break as things get older. But when they break and you can't find a part, oh, then it becomes nerve-wracking.
And then when you find that person that has the part, you're like, oh, so grateful. Like, really? Thank you. The heavens opened up. Oh, wow. Steve, we're at 26 minutes.
Okay, well, that's good. Unless you can think of any other.
Yeah, I do want to mention something to anyone viewing Steve's channel. Thank you for being here. Steve has a mixed bag of subject matter. Doesn't just want to sit on credit cards. Doesn't just want to sit on whatever.
No.
Bag, which is so awesome. So every week is kind of a surprise, and I know that you appreciate when folks come back to, check it out.
Yeah, I don't. There's nothing wrong with credit cards. There's nothing wrong with recipes and things like that, and ways to save money. When you go shopping,
Right.
grocery store, whatnot. But every now and again, maybe a little more than a now and again, I like to pull out a subject that all of us can relate to. Maybe something that we all forgot about, like the last segment that I did, that was on audio technology.
Right. I
mean,
basically, it's like we're hanging out in our living rooms having a chat.
Yeah.
And don't tell me that real people getting together in their virtual living rooms, and of course you guys are with us in the living room, we're not going to talk about the same thing over and over. In real life, if you had real people in your living room at home, are you going to have the exact same discussion every time? Right, Steve? You're not.
I hope not. That would just burn me out too quick.
Right.
I gotta have.
Everybody's channel is different. This channel is a mixed bag.
I gotta have change.
Right.
What I mean is, have you ever? I would not want to sit there having a conversation for 2 hours.
Right.
And all you talk about is one thing.
No. Even myself and my channel, even though my channel's mission is saving money, I also like people to think I save time, energy, sanity. You hear me say that in my opening announcement because it's not only, even though the main mission is to encourage saving, but how else can we encourage saving in different areas, not just put money in a piggy bank. It's like you have to branch out, pivot.
Yeah.
Because that's real life.
It is.
Today I was cleaning out my refrigerator, Steve, and I came across a head of lettuce that looked like a disaster area. I normally do not buy a head of lettuce, and I posted that video today. I like to throw in real life dilemmas. And I'm a person that's careful, and I hate food waste. So anyway, whoever watches that video, whatever, it was really, really pretty important in my opinion.
I watched it. Yeah. I got the notification. Yeah, I saw.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I have to admit, this has been a little bit, this particular our chat on this one, because I don't think we've ever taken one subject and another.
No.
That's why I named it Hybrid Talk with you.
Yes. Love it.
I figure I'd try something. We would try something a little different. Not just
Yeah, because that's real life. We're not just sitting on one subject forever, you know?
Yeah, because who wants to sit there and eat a pepperoni pizza every time?
No. I like mushrooms too.
Mushroom, I like mushrooms as well. Sometimes I like a little onion on there for extra and maybe some extra.
Yeah, so good.
The last pizza that I had, since we're talking about a friend of mine, I said, do me a favor. I said, the next time you go to this particular pizza chain, pretty well known, not a pizzeria. Their pizzas usually come in an orange box. I won't say any more than that. Can you get another pizza besides pepperoni? Does it always have to be pepperoni? He says, well, let me check and see what I can find. So when he gets there, he sends me a message back. He says, I'm able to pick up a sausage pizza. No difference in price. Did you know I actually like the sausage pizza better than I did the pepperoni?
See, there you go. Changing, not being in a rut. Good for you.
Yeah, I thought the sausage pizza was less greasy than the.
Yes, it is. It is less greasy. Yes. Yes. How do you like that? Well,
it was
talk
good.
is making me hungry, and I really have to decide on making that omelet. You're just driving me to my stove.
Yeah, I'm glad I gave you the inspiration on that. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do for lunch. I got to look.
You know what's great? Before we go, you know what's great about an omelet? Look how economical. Anybody who is broke, who cannot pay their bills, I just want to like go, oh, you're sitting in a diner. How much is an egg? Egg by egg, 20 cents, 20 cents. A slice of cheese, grab and go. So cheap. Put it together. Good for you, delicious. Make it at home. Make it at home. Make sure your bills are paid on time. Eat the omelet at home.
One little tidbit, and then we'll conclude.
Yes, sure.
I went with my friend who works at this restaurant, went there and ate. Now, mind you, for lunch, I didn't know what to order, so I ordered an omelet called The Works. All right. Well, because of the fairly niceness of this restaurant,
yeah,
even though they titled the omelet The Works, it's technically a garbage omelet. Most of us know the garbage omelet term. What that means, if those that don't know what a garbage omelet is, it's a little bit of everything thrown into an omelet.
And you're telling me we can't do that with our leftovers in our fridge?
You can. You can take potatoes, a little bit of hamburger meat, some cheese.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
Peppers and mushroom, and just throw it in. Well, of course you want to watch how much. I mean, you don't want to put a lot in there, but a garbage omelet is a little bit of everything in an omelet, and it's actually rather good.
I'm sure. I've done things like that when, clean out the refrigerator time type thing. And also, like when it's that last couple of days before you're waiting for your next, keep those kind of foods available. I don't have a problem with anyone eating out, Steve, that can afford it. I don't have a problem with anyone eating out that's living within their means. I do have a little bit of an issue if you're telling me that you can't pay your electric bill and you just can't figure it out why or whatever. I'd rather sit with electricity and eat my omelet at home than go out for a half hour at a fun diner and call home with no lights on. That's me. Call me crazy.
I can see that.
Well, thanks, everyone. So great that you had me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you were able, you had some time on your hands to stop by.
Oh, thank you so much. Because for my daily uploads, it really, I love my channel, and I'm going to keep making my daily uploads as long as I can.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've been through a lot, and I'm I'm slowly getting back into things.
Sure.
You know,
We appreciate seeing you back.
yeah, 2021 has not been the absolute greatest.
No, I know.
Well, just to let everybody know, I haven't mentioned it in a while. I'm still a work in progress. Yes, I can walk around.
Thank God.
But, it's taking a little time, but I'd rather take my time than to rush into things. So it's going to.
That's the key. Don't rush back when you're not ready. You're not ready. Let it, whatever it takes, you'll be all right.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. All right, Janet.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks everybody for being here again.
Yeah, it's been fun. And we will, or I will, or we will catch you next time. But that subject matter that was brought up about selling is something, so possibly be on the lookout for that in the near future.
Yeah, look forward to that in the very not so distant future, very soon.
Right. All right, everybody. Take care, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.